Hey, what's up everyone? It's me, Hurt, and for today's video, we're gonna talk about the basic logic, the propositions, and syllogism.
The basic logic, propositions, and syllogism. But first, what is logic? So the 18th century English philosopher Isaac Watts defined logic as the art of using reason well in our inquiries after truth and the communication of it to others. So why do we need to study logic? We need to study logic because it helps us reason more effectively. What sets us apart from the animals is the fact that we have reasons. Therefore, we should train our rational faculties so that we don't get tricked by faulty or deceptive reasoning of others. So, the first word that we're going to learn is the proposition. So, what is proposition? According to the 16th century English logician Thomas Wilson, a proposition is any sentence that signifies truth or falsehood. A proposition is any sentence that signifies truth or falsehood. So let me give you an example. So an example of proposition is the statement or the sentence, I love books. So that statement signifies truth or falsehood. It can be either true or false. Therefore, it is a proposition. Another example is that I like ice cream. So that statement also signifies truth or falsehood. It can be either true or false. So that statement is an example of a proposition. But remember, command statements or the sentence that is in command form cannot be a proposition. For example, the sentence wash the dishes. So it is in command form. So it can be obeyed or disobeyed. And it doesn't or it can't be true or false. So that is why command cannot be proposition. And also, statement in question form or questions cannot be proposition. But the answer to a question can be a proposition. For example, the question is, the question is, who is Albert Einstein? So that statement cannot be a proposition, but your answer could be a proposition. So your answer could be Albert Einstein is a scientist. So your answer can be a proposition. So that is how proposition works. So second, the two words that we're gonna learn is about the premise and the conclusion. So what is premise and conclusion? First is the premise is a proposition that logically proves or supports a conclusion. So a premise is a proposition that logically proves or supports a conclusion. And the conclusion is a proposition that logically follows from the premise. Conclusion is a proposition that logically follows from the premise. So an argument an argument is composed of a premise and a conclusion. So an example of it is the statement, Andre didn't study his lessons, therefore he fails the exam. So the premise there is that the statement, Andre did not study his lessons, is the premise. And the conclusion there is that therefore Andre did not pass the exam or Andre failed the exam. So that is an argument is composed and a premise and a conclusion. So there's an but there is an incomplete form of an argument, which is Aristotle calls the syllogism. So what is a syllogism? So syllogism is a three-part logical argument based on deductive reasoning, in which two premises are combined to arrive at a conclusion. So as long as the premises or the syllogism are true and the syllogism is correctly structured, the conclusion will be true. So for example, this, the major premise, minor premise, and the conclusion. So this is a three logical argument. So it's composed of major premise, minor premise, and a conclusion. So the major premise here is all men are mortal. So the major premise, or also called the general premise, is the universal premise. And the minor premise, Socrates is a man, is the specific premise. So the conclusion is therefore Socrates is mortal. So here. So what makes syllogism beautiful is that when these two premise, the major premise and the minor premise, is true, the conclusion also follows. So, but there's a condition. So it will only be true if if the syllogism is correctly structured, and the conclusion therefore will be true. So if the form of an argument is valid, so the conclusion will be true. So it can be derived in a mathematical form. So this is the mathematical form of syllogism. So the major premise is all A is B, and the minor premise is all C is A. And the conclusion is all C is B. So from the previous example, the major premise is all men are mortal. So this mathematical structure, so the A, the B, the C, and the A could be animal, person, or things. So therefore, from the previous example, the major premise, all men are mortal. So men here is, so the men here is our A, and the mortal here is our B. So all A is B, all men are mortal. Then the minor premise, Socrates is a man. So Socrates here is the C, and the man is the A. So the conclusion here, Socrates is mortal. So Socrates is from C, and mortal is from P. So that's how the syllogism is structured in mathematical form. So this is the major premise, the minor premise, and the conclusion. Another example. All the major premise here is all mammals are animals. The minor premise is elephant is a mammal. So conclusion, all elephants are animals. So therefore, all elephants are animals. So RA here is the mammals, and the B is the animals. And the elephant is RC, and the mammal is RA. So therefore, all C is B. So all elephant is animals. So that is the syllogism. So that's it for today's discussion. I hope to see you in my other videos that talk about logic. So thank you for watching, everyone. Peace out.